What's happening, everybody? Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching another video. Thanks for following the channel. I just want to thank you guys first, and I hope you're getting something out of this. I'm using this platform to share a little bit more of my thoughts and just have it recorded in case you guys want to come back and watch it. And I'm hoping you guys are learning a little bit, getting inspired, whatever, getting something out of this. So I made this character this weekend in the group study, and I want to share with you guys the time lapse for it. The theme was to make a kind of a troll creature mixed with some animals, and I was just sketching out, playing with some ideas, having fun. And I want to talk to you guys about a question that I get a lot, and I got a lot on the stream this weekend, which is do you need to know how to draw to design in 3D? And the answer to that one is yes and no. It's a little more complicated than that. What I want to touch base and have you guys think about is what actually takes for you to get better at this, right? And you need to be able to study. Now, when I say study, I'm talking more about fundamentals. Like you need to study proportions, you need to study, just like when you're learning how to draw, you need to study anatomy, you need to study posing, you need to study composition, you need to study all those things, right? So as long as you're trying to learn those things, it doesn't really matter what platform you're actually using, what software you're actually using. You could do that in Clay, you could do that, in 2D, in Photoshop, you can do that, with a piece of paper. You can do that with so many different ways because the fundamentals are the same. What is going to change is it's the tool that you're using. Now, it's going to be probably easier for you to learn those things in 2D, in sketching, just because of the in how easy it is. Like there's no kind of wall in the software. There's nothing stopping you from just putting stuff on paper. So it's always going to be easier that way. But that doesn't mean you cannot do it in 3D, you cannot do it in Clay or whatever. I myself, when I started, I studied a lot of 2D drawing. I did classes on that, but I think I only started learning really how to work, how to express myself is when I started using Clay. And then with the Clay, I transitioned into 3D. So, and then with 3D is really when the doors open. And for me, I was able to study a lot faster. I was able to learn. And now I almost never use 2D. Only when I'm kind of giving feedback or sketching something real quick. Everything I do in 3D. So I learn everything in 3D. And if you ask me, I'm not, the greatest 3D artists out there. I do a lot of things in 3D, and I know most of the 3D artists that I know, they don't know how to draw per se. Like they learn everything in 3D. So if you have that question on your mind, that if you need it or not, I would say it's good to have it. I would recommend you get a piece of paper and try to copy things. I would also recommend you doing the same thing, like the same things that you learn by doing that, applying in 3D. First start copying some stuff, not creating portfolio pieces. I'm not talking about portfolio here. I'm just talking about the beginning steps to learn something. Is the first you try to copy, you try to understand, not copying one-to-one to what's there, but actually trying to understand why an artist made some decisions. Why are you putting a line here? Why are you copying it the same way? In 3D is the same way. Like try to understand why this artist made that certain decision and try to kind of reflect that and apply that to your work. I think by doing that slowly and with the repetition, you will start to reflect that on your own work, and then you will start to kind of adapting to your own style. You're gonna start doing stuff yourself a lot easier. You're gonna have a lot more freedom to just create. Like I see a lot of artists that when they're early on, they're starting to sketch in 3D, start to play with the tool, and they feel comfortable enough, and they just start creating stuff. That's kind of the biggest mistake you can make, especially if you don't have a lot of background in 2D. If you've been doing 2D for a long time, that's another story, right? You can come in, you already have a good, proportion, knowledge, composition, design, all that is already on your mental library, and then you're just applying in 3D. Now, if you're kind of new to the whole art thing, and you're starting with 3D, take it step by step, take it slowly, try to copy things. If you're comfortable with the tool, try to find works that you like. Maybe there are simpler works that you think you can achieve, and try to execute on that. Don't put that on your portfolio. This is more just studies. Like I do a lot of studies like this that never see the light of day. It's just me having fun and try to sharpen my skills. I'm not creating a portfolio piece on every piece that I make, and that's probably the biggest mistake you can make. Like you want your portfolio pieces to be a reflection of your skill level, and you want to be developing that skill level as you go, and so that when you're ready, you want to, you know, dedicate a lot of time for a portfolio piece. So, you know, a couple things here. You know, take it slowly. Try to copy some stuff. Try to find your style. Same thing with 2D, right? Like when you're starting to draw, you're always trying to find artists that you like, and you try to mimic their work, to then start develop your own style and slowly start adding, you know, techniques that you think you can add to your skill set and creating some unique works. And I think, you know, by doing that with time, you start to you know, kind of develop your own work. So yes, you can definitely learn without knowing 2D. It's going to take you the same amount of time as you were, you know, started from scratch. It's more about the tool that you're using. It's not about the tool they're using. It's about the knowledge that you're kind of developing over the years. So make sure, even if you're starting only with 3D and you don't know how to draw, you don't like it, make sure you're developing those fundamentals. Make sure you're studying anatomy. Make sure you try to replicate some composition and proportions. In 3D is a lot easier to do that. So you just have to be mindful of the tool as well, of some of the shortcuts you're taking. And you know, it might take you longer, it might be faster. As long as you're trying to develop those fundamentals, you should be good. And then just jump around, you know, go mess with some clay, try to paint, go try to 2D again after a while. You know, you see a lot of those fundamentals be reflected on your work. So have fun. I hope you guys like this. To talk a little bit about over this, is kind of the same process that you see on the channel before. There's some videos where I go really deep into the process. So I'm just kind of sketching in ZBrush, try to come up with a design, try to come up with kind of a creature trollish design with some stag influence, and having fun. I'm just doing some rendering in ZBrush, composing Photoshop, and then just another quick sketch to kind of share with you guys and talk a little bit more about this topic. Let me know, guys, if you want to know something, if want me to talk about in the future. I'm happy to do this again. I've been doing this almost every week, and we'll be doing more stuff in the live streams as well. All right, guys, hope you liked it. See you guys on the next video. Take it easy.